Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. All right, I did come back to the model table, and I did sort of repair the stern here, kinda. Not as good as if I had sprayed it, but you'll see in the rollback. But today, before I go any further, I think we got to do the clear coat thing. And I was noticing when I was picking this up that I already noticed a couple of little scuffs on the bottom. Now I don't know if that happened before, that it was already on the plastic, or did maybe a cord or something drag on this? I don't know. But I do know right now that this flat XF paint, it marks up really easily. So I got to get that clear coat on there. Now, because I only have 2 jars of clear coat, and one of them we used a little bit already, what did I spray with that? I know I sprayed something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't already clear coat these, did I? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll clear coat these first, then I'll do the sides, and then I'll do the bottom, because if I run out, I'd sooner have it on the very bottom. The Iowa in the ship case is going to be sitting probably on the bottom. Either that or the hood will be. One of these big long ones will be. Let's just tell you what. I've got this stuff out here because I wanted to mention I'm planning to do the panel line accent color thing. I don't know if I'll be using the dark brown again like I did on the Rodney, or maybe I'll try the black, because the black will make the lines stand out a lot more. But on the other hand, it might not look too realistic. That sort of brings up another issue here. I realize that to some of you viewers, I am extremely frustrating, in that you make really good suggestions to me to how to do this to make it look really realistic, and then I don't do it. And I already commented to one of the viewers in that way this morning, and I can understand his frustration with me. But and what he was kind of upset about, you might say, is that I didn't mix red with the hull red, and get this a little bit more so that it's just right. Maybe I should say I am a pixel counter. Now, for those of you who don't know what a pixel counter is, it's somebody who really likes to get really sharp pictures. And the more pixels you got, generally speaking, the better your pictures are going to be. Or in my case, video. That's what I've been shooting now for the last 5 years in 4K. And occasionally in 8K. But other people are rivet counters, and they are more into that kind of accuracy. I don't know if I should say this or not, but no, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we all have our own thing. Mine is videoing and photography. Maybe yours is pixel rivet counting and accuracy, and make it look as authentic as possible. Okay, here's what's happened. About 3 hours has passed here now since I was doing my opening scene there, and I ended up getting a little bit, you might say, snarky, and I've decided I'm going to cut that out. Because, the old saying, if you can't say something nice, Don't say nothing at all. So, yeah, I cut it out. Yeah, maybe it's because I woke up at 3:30 this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. Could that be it? I'm looking for an excuse here. But there's no excuse for being snarky on YouTube. So, let's roll back. Okay. Now, I want to point with something that I know isn't going to scratch. Okay, I'll use a brush here. Okay, the hull red right now is probably pretty much dried. It won't have cured, I guess, but it's pretty much dried as much as it's going to get. And in other words, the blotchiness is about as good as it's going to get. But we'll recompose here. Now, when I put the masking tape on, yes, I had the boot line or water line masked off really nice here. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I think for me that's pretty good. Okay, it would be nice if it had been perfectly symmetrical. But we don't see both sides at the same time anyway, unless you happen to look at it straight down like we are. Now, you can see right here on the gray. Why don't I just recompose here, and then we'll be able to see it a little better. Oh, about the hull red, I was originally going to glue down the deck and then clear coat everything all at the same time. But I'm thinking now that if I'm smart, maybe I should clear coat the hull and like the bottom. And both this and the gray, the whole thing, the thing we're looking at. My goodness, I must be getting tired here or something. Anyway, yeah, because when it's the other way up and I'm putting the deck on and I'm moving it around, most likely on this cloth, even though this cloth is fairly smooth, it will sort of scrape the paint. Well, we don't want that. So I think maybe I should clear coat the hull here before we glue the deck down. But before I do the clear coating, I gotta fix this. Just let me recompose here. Okay, now you're sort of squatted down so that you can see. And yeah, the overspray got on here. It could be a lot worse than it is. I'm debating, should I take and try and just sort of almost dry brush this and cover it up? Or should we try out the new airbrush, the new cheap airbrush, and see if we can make that work and give that a bit of a go? I don't think that I can paint with a brush and get a nice fine line. I think I'm probably better off. Oh, by the way, the WeatherTech came by and did do our furnace. And young fellow that came and did a very good, thorough job. There's a lot more to that than I thought there was. Okay, I think if I was to put the, I can't quite see there. I can see maybe on this side better. Yeah, there's a lot more to that furnace than I thought there was. It's kind of a complicated thing. It's one of those high-tech furnaces. A lot of sensors that have to be tested. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. I might have to do this off camera, folks. I might almost be better off trying to do it just with a brush. Maybe what I could do is go almost to the line with the brush and then stop. I don't know what to do here. Anyway, he did get the flame sensor, and that was about the one thing that I was kind of concerned about, because I knew that hadn't been cleaned for 7 years. And to get at the flame sensor on my furnace is rather difficult. He had to take off a bunch of stuff so that he could get down at it. And it's kind of reminded me of a car that my son had. It had a V6 motor that was crossways in the car. So to change the spark plugs in the back to 3 cylinders, you had to literally tilt the whole motor forward a few inches so that you get your hand down there. Crazy things. I wonder why do they design stuff like that? Better question is, why did I not mask this off right the first time? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and try and work at this, and when I'm all done with it, I'll show you what I ended up with. Okay, this is almost empty, but no. It's not really covering, is it? It's not really covering. Well, maybe. Maybe if I give it lots of coats. See, I don't want to change the texture. The other side is the bad side. Okay, I'm just going to push stop here for a minute and let that dry. Okay, I cheated a little bit and I used the heat dryer. Not much. I'm trying not to go up into the black. Wondering why that's not covering. No, it's maybe I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill here, and let me put a little bit more paint on there. Get some more on my brush. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe I just didn't have enough on. Okay, I'm going to leave this side now. I'm going to swing the ship around. Well, there's a little bit right here, too. It almost looks like I'm making it worse. Is that possible? Okay, here we go. This is the side that will be up against the back of the case that nobody's going to see. And let's see if I can pull this around nice and smooth. And this is the side that we're going to see. And I just used a brush. Okay, we're all plugged in down in the basement again. And we're set at about just under 20 pounds here. I've moved this thing. I was finding right here the cord was always in my way here. I don't know if that's going to be better or not. Now, two things. First of all, do you remember, about a year ago, we bought a whole bunch of cheap tweezers off Amazon? Well, they came with these protective rubber things that go over the ends, and I took them all off because I wasn't using them. And this morning I ordered some little jars like this that are supposed to fit on the Pache airbrush. And for about, I think it was about $10 more or something, you could buy little caps that go on them. And I was thinking, I'm sure I got something that would work just about as good. So, yeah, that's going to be all right. I don't know if I'll actually use them or not, but I might keep, help keep the paint from drying out just a little bit. Now there is a breathing hole in there, so that's not real airtight. Like you wouldn't want to leave paint in here overnight, I don't think, but it would kind of help. Now what I've got going on here is my 2 jars of clear. They're thinned, shaken, ready to go. This flat clear, it doesn't take much to shake it up. There's the pigment on the bottom. It comes off the bottom really quick. Now, if you recall, what was it? Yeah, I think it was on the Rodney. We had a jar of flat clear that the pigment started to congeal together, and we were getting those white spots on the side. So I don't want to be doing that again, but I don't think we're going to have that problem with this. I couldn't remember what it was that I had used the flat clear on earlier, and I knew I'd used it on something on the Iowa. Well, what it was, if you remember, I had painted it on the boot line or the water line so that the paint wouldn't get underneath the tape. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because at least 2 viewers mentioned, why didn't you just use black? We were covering up the black line. I could have just used black paint. It might have actually been better. It would have done the same thing. Anyway, what I'm going to do here right now is I'm not going to waste a whole lot of video time showing this being airbrushed. I've done an awful lot of airbrushing lately on video. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Maybe we'll do the rudders, and you can see how the paint will change color with the flat clear. I don't think I'm going to do anything else though on camera. I think this is probably going to be about it for today. Now, in about 3 hours from right now, I've got to take my turkey out of the oven. I got a big turkey sitting in a roaster right now in the oven. And yeah, I sort of got it in my mind I'd like to have a turkey. I haven't done one for about 10 years, and I used to do the odd turkey and a lot of chickens. Anyway, so I guess probably around 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm going to be sitting at the kitchen table deboning a turkey instead of working on the model and putting it in little plastic bags and getting it ready for the freezer. At least that's the plan. I'll try not to eat too much of it. Anyway, let's get going here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all of this into this, and that way I'm not going to have to be adding later, because I'm sure that between the deck and the hull we're going to use up more than 1 jar. So okay. I know because it's clear you can't really see it, but that's what we got going on there. Now let's remember to turn the fan on this time. And also let's remember to plug this in just a little bit tighter maybe than I did the last time. Okay, that should work. Maybe I'll move you in just a little closer so you can see what's going on here. I think I'm going to have to close the needle down just a little bit here. Okay, as for this, I'm just going to do just a little bit here, and then I'm going to have to get the camera out of the way. And I think I'm going to have to get the camera out of the way right now, because I can't adjust this to catch the light just right, so I can, see where I've done and where I haven't. So yeah, we'll be seeing you, I guess, in a half an hour or whenever I'm done here. Okay, we are all cleaned up here. We are still looking maybe a tiny bit blotchy. I don't think it's completely dry yet, although it is probably well over an hour since I sprayed this. I think probably by tomorrow it'll probably be a little bit more even. It doesn't look bad. This is the side that we're going to be viewing in the case. Right here is where our repair job was. The deck, oh, did I mention that we used up all of the clear? I used every drop. I saved the bottom until last, and when I realized I was running out, well, I didn't get it on what you might call thick. On the sides there was one place, I think it's actually right there, that I got it on too thick and it slumped a little bit, so I don't know how badly that's going to show up. Hopefully all the detail and everything that's around there is going to offset that. I did put it on fairly heavy on the deck, so that when we put the panel line accent color on, it's not going to be wicking its way into the flat paint of for the deck tan. I was thinking of seeing if we could get our bargain priced airbrush to work today, but I'm starting to get a little bit tired here, and I've got my turkey to look after here in about half an hour or so. So I think we'll probably leave that for another episode when I can spend more time at it, and do a decent, you might call, first impression. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today, folks. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you all tomorrow.